Signal for one of the two microphones on the side when you're ready to ask a question. Do you signal for Dave or do you?
Sure. Obviously for our guys to be able to get on the road and get one, having been in this league for a long time, I know they're difficult no matter where you're at, where you're going, when. And it's proud of our guys that came off the bench, especially Vito, who's been battling an injury a little bit, to take a role of coming off the bench and accept that, in part because of the injury, in part because of what I saw as we practiced for 2 days, lineup-wise, would be more to our benefit versus their lineup. And then for Khalil Iverson to come in, a kid that hasn't played a whole lot, you know, it's been spot minutes here and there, and based on matchups. But I thought tonight he really, with the lineup that we had to play, and the foul trouble in the backcourt, especially with Bronson early, and then with Ethan, we were able to really absorb that and actually went on a run. I was told 15-4 during that time when Ethan and Bronson were sitting on the bench. So proud of our guys, how we've grown together and keep sticking together, and hopefully it's not wasn't a masterpiece, but like I said before, anytime you get on the road and come out on the left-hand side, it's good. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Greg, you mentioned Iverson. I mean, he hasn't played a lot, done a lot in the last 3 games, and didn't look confident doing it. What was the difference for him tonight?
Well, I think the question was about Iverson. He's practiced better. I think that's, as you know, Jeff, you've been around us. For me, whenever you put value into practice, practice will benefit you, and he's done that. I think even on the scout team, he's been more assertive and more aggressive here recently, and then knowing that we were going to have to probably play a little smaller lineup at times, I used him the last couple of days on my side of the floor with the regulars in the rotation, and he showed more confidence. I think he's just growing. I think he's getting better and understanding what's important, and that the game can be simple for him. I think sometimes he tried to make it more complicated than it needs to be, and you know, his ability to create havoc defensively is what I've always asked of him, because he has those skills and that physical ability while his offensive game develops. So it's good for him because he's a great kid and has worked hard and has never moped or pouted when he's played consistently on the scout team.
Greg, it was Khalil and Vito tonight. It was Jordan Hill the other night. Alex has been good off the bench. How important is that to get these continued contributions from the bench?
It's huge. It's huge in terms of it. You never know where it needs to come from. Like I told the team, between injuries, foul trouble, matchups. You know, Charlie didn't get a chance to play tonight, and Alex played less than normal, but that was more on gut instinct of me and what I saw on the floor, what we needed matchup-wise defensively. So from that standpoint, anytime we can get contributions, I told him I don't care if it's 30 minutes or 30 seconds. Anytime you can contribute positively, we'll take it.
Coach, how did Hap play in this first game here? What's he meant to you guys this year?
Well, he got in foul trouble early, obviously, so he spent a lot of time next to me rather than sideline the first half. But, you know, he's played extremely well for a freshman to come in, and, you know, he's played against Player of the Year last year, all year, and Frank Kaminsky, to be able to learn from him and grow, but yet he's his own person and has his own identity as a player. And I think he's growing. I think there's things we'll find on film tonight that he has to get better at. I know his first foul was a mistake that we continually work with him on, staying on the floor and not opening the door, so to speak, for an offensive player to make a counter move. But yet he kept battling back, and you know, I thought did some good things there at the start of the second half. We got him going a little bit, and it was a little bit better. But you know, he's helped us. We can't rely on him every night, and it's good for other people to be able to step up and help. So we can maybe take some of the pressure off him as he continues to grow.
Greg, Hill and Nunn probably got about their average combined coming in tonight. Yet no one else really hurt you much. Was that one of the things you were hoping to do? At least not let those two guys go off and just control other people?
Well, we knew we weren't going to be able to pitch a shutout against Malcolm and Kendrick. They're two good players. But you try to minimize the easy ones they get and the cheap ones, as I call them, whether it's a layup, whether it's a missed assignment and they get a wide open shot, anything that can develop confidence. And I thought early we made some mistakes. You know, the first 3 shots they hit were threes, and 2 of them were mistakes. One of them, well, actually all 3 of them were. We didn't pressure the ball hard enough on Nunn's one, and then we made a mistake on a screen with Aaron Jordan, got one, and then Finke got loose on a ball screen. So those, from that standpoint, we try to minimize the confidence-building shots of those 2 guys, but then also follow our principles. And we have certain rules that we apply defensively and make sure we adhere to those as much as possible. So, and we had to make them work for what they got. They take 14, 17 shots to get 15 points from none. That spins a little bit more into the defense's favor when you have to take that many shots. And obviously, Malcolm has to take 22 shots to get 22 points, including the free throws. So, two very good players, two of the best scorers in this league. We just try to be solid defensively, and we got things we got to get better at.
Greg, piggybacking off that, I think they had 8 points in the paint Illinois finished with. Was that, you guys like to make the other team shoot contested jumpers? Did you feel like you did a good job of that?
For the most part, I thought we gave them those threes early. We don't want any open threes either, or with their feet set, so we had to do a better job after that first media timeout of reinforcing of shutting the threes off. And they hit some tough jump shots. None hit a tough jump shot right in front of me with Ethan. I thought almost blocked it, but it was a that's the type, you have to make that the norm and make the threes and the easy things to the rim the exception.
Last game, Showalter couldn't play a lot because of foul trouble. Did he do some big things for you tonight, even with a modest stat line?
Well, he always gets what I deem the defensive stopper role. He's going to get the perimeter guy that we feel we need to put him on, and we identified that person. Obviously, it was none with this group, and put him on that. Knowing that we exchange a lot of things up too, with ball screens and dribble handoffs at times, that as we apply different rules for different players, he's just a tough kid. He's been around our program for a long time from a standpoint of we've always had a guy like that, a blood and guts type of guy that doesn't care about stats, just wants to make sure Wisconsin wins, and will do whatever he can to push forward that. All good?
Anything else?
All right, thanks guys.
Wisconsin players will be available in the tunnel where the Wisconsin locker room is.